Very good, thank you.
I wasn't even on, so...
Welcome to the top of the Open semi-final here. KFK, the Danish gentleman, Copenhagen, a merger or a strengthening after the forfeiting of Ragnarok. They've taken on a few of their players and have become the force of Danish Ultimate, taking on hosts, former champions, last year's silver medalists, La Fotta. I'm Steph Rapazzo with Ali Taylor. Ali, how we hanging in there?
Taylor now, is it?
Oh my. Ali Thomas.
We'll get there.
I have had these headphones on too long. They're squeezing every last molecule of intelligence out of my head right now, but we're stringing a few other words together in between. Ali Thomas, how are you getting on now? We've just heard how I'm getting on.
I'm great. I've just had a break in the sunshine and somewhat cold wind here on the CUSB University fields. Yeah, both teams, obviously CUSB, La Fotta undefeated so far, whereas KFK had a tough loss to Ranelagh, I believe, but are hungry to have a crack against CUSB. Their score was 15-11 when they played them at Euros. They managed to get a few breaks against them, so should be a tight one here.
Let's see what the Danish boys can do against the Italian hosts. Sverki with the disc, and we're in play. Horizontal, Bologna employing a very tight 3 players around the central throw to start things off. Sverki again. Huisgaard. Centers, and that one gets away right away, but second effort connects. Can't go, then does. Second shot, bids there, and that is enough on that bid to break up the play. The Italians are flying early.
What an incredible way to start out the first point of this game. Absolutely incredible effort there from the number 25 shirt, fully laying his body on the line, and a break opportunity early doors for La Fotta.
35 shirt.
Refresh.
Casanelli, who sent himself flying there, who gets it again. The first break opportunity for the Italians. Calarotta goes to Venturoli. Venturoli, Tognetti, Pingu pushes off the mark, then sends a big one, too much on it. He doesn't like it. Horstmeyer can't get there. KFK get it back.
Yeah, audible frustration there right next to our field mic from Tognetti. He knew as soon as the disc left his hand that it was not how he'd visualized it. So another chance for the boys from Copenhagen.
Disc into play. Hermsleff. Loritz. Hermsleff. KFK, that one got away from him. He hooked his thumb. He didn't like it, and a player collision in the center of the field.
Both of them just sitting on the ground, I guess not going to get up until they resolve the call. I imagine there will be a discussion of whether or not that contact affected the play, whether or not he'd have had a bid on it.
Venturoli discussing with his Danish counterpart. Turnover. I think that's the right call. I don't think those players' collision affected the bad throw there. Italian, Bolognese disc, Venturoli goes to ground, picks it up just beyond, then sends deep. Chopo's on the run, watches it in. Chopo on the break score for La Fotta.
And that's exactly the kind of play we can expect to see from a BE-sponsored athlete. All the training he's been putting in on the off-season, as well documented on his Instagram, paying off, giving him that speed all the way into the end zone.
Bologna coming out, putting the scoreboard to work.
If anyone wants to follow Chop on Instagram, he's currently doing some food reviews of various fast food outlets in Bologna. So
I've seen some of that. What is his handle again?
I think it's Chopo Clutch.
That is exactly what it is. Chopo Clutch. Give him a follow. So a D-line set to pull. A lot of the young bucks on this line and foreign athletes. Barsazi out there, Rapotnik, Jan Novak, Pelikan, and then a couple of locals as well there with Kristafuli and the likes. That is a sensational pull. Oh, he does let it go out the back, and it does go out the back only just, and nearly fell in front of that. That would have been awkward.
Knocked him over.
Copenhagen, KFK, underway. First throw, nothing open, center of the field. Now he's got a cut, but he goes backwards to Pulsgaard. Christian Luritz, an old teammate of mine in Boracay Island in the Philippines. We played together for Cabza here. We went all right. I had an injury that I couldn't finish the final day at that tournament.
Oh.
Broken bone occurred at the party. Christian Luritz. Gets the forwarding pass. Luritz again. KFK into attacking half. Now there's some space and gets away with that one to Falk. Up, over, into the hands of his receiver. That's Herdsmlef with the goal for the Danish to keep it one apiece.
Yeah, apologies for any mispronunciations of the Danish names. If you'd like to help us out in the chat and give us some corrections on pronunciation, it would be much appreciated.
So we know we've got a few people watching that are probably here to do some Yank spotting. And we will keep you posted, let you know if we see any Yanks taking a line. We may just have a Yank spot in here. And by Yank, I mean Yankees, Americans, Les Ricans, U.S. players. Slightly well-known U.S. players. That man, Goose Helton, been around.
Around the block a few times, I dare say.
Around the block. I think he started his career playing in Florida, high school, university. And he's been in AUDL all over the place. I think he's with the Aviators now, but he played Wildfire. He played Indianapolis Alley Cats. And Chicago Machine as maybe one of his last club teams, but I got it's a long Wikipedia page. A lot of information I have to get through. Toby Mine and the O-line, De Luca. Toby Mine. Gasperini to Helton. Back to Gasperini. Helton again. Helton gets the gainer to Mastroianni. Demands it, gets it. Helton giving and going, has space every direction. That one to Laffy for the goal, and the Italian attack looks smooth.
That was smooth as melted butter all the way up with clear momentum. I think every disc was going out on max stall 2, stall 3. It looked like KFK were trying to poach off a player at some point, trying to make the unders a little bit more difficult, but Bologna just taking advantage of that, hitting the open player every time. Sun is starting to get low in the sky here in Bologna, beating down. It's been tricky conditions all day, wind kind of stirring up, seems to have died down at the moment, but could re-emerge at any second. It's been a hot sun and a cold wind, a northern wind, the maestrale they call it here.
After the maestrale of the morning, I'm quite happy to have my face crisping up right now as the sun just drops below the level of our shade tents. Tognetti set to pull. D-line out there. Venturoli, Chopo, Caralotta, Gatti, Hornschmeyer. And of course, the flying Italian from that first point.
Flying Italian.
Casanelli. But it's the KFK attack that's quickly moved into the attacking half. Now they've shot deep. Luritz is there. Tognetti was turned around, but Luritz couldn't hang on. His heels clicked and he tumbled.
That was right into the sun as well, and he was stuttering backwards on his heels. Not an easy catch to make. Gloves didn't help him that time. So CUSB with another chance to break.
Needs to paint on some more honey. Oh, and a miscommunication. Tognetti wanted the around, Venturoli cut for the inside, and the result is a disc on the grass in front of us. Svarke. Luritz coming hard, but defense was on, shot to goal. That one looks good. Defense coming, but the biggest man gets up, and Pulsgaard pulls it down for the goal.
At the second time of asking, they've got the sun in their eyes, they've adjusted, they've acclimatized, and once that big arcing blade is up, there's not much the defense can do to stop it. The angle of attack of the disc is such that no matter how high you get up there, unless you've somehow put springs in your boots, you're not going to be able to get there before your opponent.
It's all tied up at 2, early action. KFK keeping it tight early, that's what we like to see.
2 apiece.
Force the Bolognese squad to get their Americans on the field. We've got another American spotting out there right now. Kurt Gibson ready to receive a pull with a semblance of an O-line. Trombetti, Toby Mine, De Luca, Gasperini, Zani, and Parodi join the American. And De Luca collects the pull. Toby Mine. Parodi. Oh, it had Kurt, but he looked away. Zani goes to Toby Mine. Gibson wants it, Gibson gets it. Now to Toby Mine. Centered Parodi. Parodi to Trombetti. Has space, goes right to the end zone. Zani's there for the goal. And the Italians very, very efficient with that offense.
Once again, a silky, smooth La Fotta offense. Not looking troubled by anything that KFK can kind of put up against them. Just sliding it up the pitch effortlessly. And we'll see a traditional flick spike. Holding it and rolling it off the thumb. So after that, that first break, just training it out. Both offenses seeming to be coping well with the other's defense. And unless I'm very much mistaken, any Yank spotters will be disappointed with this line, though we do have a certain Davide Mori with the disc.
Davide Mori spin pull coming up for sure. There's the spin, ballerina twirl, and he lets it go.
It's the least graceful ballerina I've ever seen.
58. Pulsgaard. Pulsgaard again in the corner. Oh, up, over, but it's gonna connect. No, it won't. Barzazi gets the mid out, takes it away. Last line of defense. Novak looks off Pelican, then goes to Pelican, and it should have went the first time because second didn't work one bit. Luritz forward. Hermslev gets the dump cut. Hermslev again. Wide around, Luritz there. And it's there, but he's put too much hang on it for David Barzazi's liking. He has a bid possibly onto the shoulder of 32. Foul, no contest.
So it looks like the disc will be going back.
The disc is going back, that's foul contest. Is that not? Wouldn't it be intended receiver's disc on the goal line otherwise?
I'm guessing maybe a foul on, yes, yes.
Disc is in, Lawrence throws it again, tries to throw it a bit nicer. Almost the exact same thing. Barzazi tries to avoid fouling, does that, but can't make a play. It's 3 apiece in Bologna.
So after an initial struggle, KFK restore balance, and it looks like the two players involved in that call are going to discuss a little bit more. Chopper standing by, perhaps to translate or offer a third opinion.
They weren't the exact two. Luritz was the thrower, and Barzazi was the defender and the receiver. But Barzazi, I know, would definitely like some help with English translation, so that's what Chopper's there for. We've got an update from the other semifinal. The other semifinal featuring Wall City and Clapham. They too are locked in a tie, 4-4 over in the other semifinal.
I imagine they started on time, so they've had a little bit more time to put those 2 more goals in.
I didn't know starting on time was possible.
Us, no, definitely not.
KFK set to pull after they held against La Fotta. Arturo Lafi, Zani. Mine to Mastroianni. Winds up the backhand, puts it away, Toby Mine. De Luca keeps his toe. Now to Laffy, all sorts of time. Toby Mine. Toby still looking upfield, gets Mastro straight back to Toby Mine. Toby engages Kurt Gibson with the disc. Gibson backhand break side, Laffy picks it up and springs to his feet. Laffy looks the around, goes center to Gibson. Laffy's wide open for him again. Not in still. Next throw. Parodi, that's a goal.
And I think the Danish defender there was trying to prevent the jump in, but completely poached off his player, and there was no one there to cover him. So the number 77, Trasdal Harp, he just, I don't know, maybe a miscommunication, maybe his player got behind him, but either way, that is a La Fotta score and another hold.
Timeout called. Davide Mori, the talisman of the club. Last year playing with Red Bulls. This year back up, as we've said, out of retirement. Potentially, he just rigged the administration to give himself the selector job to make sure that he would make the team again when he came back up for the tryout. But he's assembled one heck of a team, as he has been doing for year in, year out. La Fotta looking very strong, a good collaboration of a strong core, fresh new players always coming in and up and feeding the system, and a wealth of external talent as well. And this year they've really turned the external talent recruiting up.
Up to 11.
Up to 11. Kurt and Goose Helton. We'll see how they integrate See if they play the system. They're good enough to have offenses built around them. See how they meld with a very strict, disciplined club system. If Davide Mori will be able to round them up, control them, and have them play the style, or if they will be the shining superstars that take away games on their own accord.
I mean, this is already a pretty star-studded team. So, and from what we've seen so far, at least on the show pitch, they seem to be doing the former slotting in rather than standing out.
They are fitting in well so far, by my perspective. Sounds like yours too. Here come KFK, Svarke. Fakes and bakes and then delivers. Under comes to Loritz. Wind up, not given. Double bicep flex pick called.
A little bit of a discussion upfield.
Engagement of Svarke, but has to go all the way around to Pulsgaard. Uh-oh, has a snack on that, does. The poaching defender, Gatti straight away to Chopo, and they quickly pay for the error.
Yep, short field turn is only going to end one way when the defense, formerly offense, are on the back foot, immediately capitalizing, and that's some great field awareness from both Gatti and Santucci there.
Kent, Ranelagh on the other side of the draw, tied 5-5 in the 5-9 bracket right now. Waiting for another update on the Clapham Wall opposite semifinal.
Yes. You said Clapham Wall, and I was thinking of a wall in Clapham, which
Clapham
is
v. Wall City.
That's what happens when you listen with half an ear. So CUSB taking an early lead, or extending their early lead. See if KFK can find another gear to step into and make sure that CUSB do not run away with this.
Pulsgaard into the hands, 59, and KFK looking at this, the teeth of this Bolognese defense. Hertzplev centering. That one up the middle to Loritz. Pulsgaard through the center, finding space in the zone, then a big open dump. Svaka. Hammer! Love a hammer in a zone. And then the ensuing throwaway foul called against Davide Mori.
Davide looked like he was trying to measure his waist there. He had his hands properly on him. Apologizing immediately.
A veteran foul. Slow the play down. A lot of straddling on that mark.
Wrapping too.
KFK. Not many spaces availed, but they're taking the ones that they can find. The around throw goes, Loritz gets. Loritz throws too heavy for Hermslelv. Davide Mori picks up, he's ripped it. Bonsazi's there, will it stay in the pitch? He's read it well, it stayed in the pitch, not in. Rapotnik stops on a spot and clogs traffic. Novak engaging, finally gets Christafulli. Centered, Simonazzi, the cousin. Davide Mori puts it in the bread basket. That is Comirato with the goal, who moved up from Red Bulls with Davide after last season.
So that chemistry and connections that were built all the way through last season with Mori and Comirati on show there. And I will say that that huck from Davide was maybe not the soundest option. There was a KFK misread, which I think aided them there. But the flow and the patience around the back end, or rather the front of the end zone, is very nice to see. And excellent timing. KFK defender not able to keep pace on that open side. And a timeout will be called, I think, by KFK, just to recollect themselves, take a couple deep breaths, get centered, and try and stop this raging beast that is La Fotta.
Men's semifinal, 6-3, timeout. We'll be back when they are.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Interesting having a look into the Bologna camp over there as they discuss at the timeout. Kurt Gibson takes the floor there and explains it the way he sees it. And everybody taking hold of that. Happy to have him in their huddle, I imagine.
Someone in the chat was commenting that Kurt Gibson has played for so many teams. He's probably got a lot of perspective on KFK offense and defense, just in terms of the amount of different formations you've seen, played against, played with.
Wind blowing a bit. Tognetti at the pull.
He's learned the spin move from Davide.
Yep, there's specific training camps just for Davide spin pulling.
Hadn't quite mastered it yet.
Weekend-long sessions.
Got to pass on the knowledge to the next generation.
Yeah, he can't stay there and do it forever. KFK into play, Poolsgard. Would have been a high stall count, but nobody on the mark. Oh, the defense was coming. And there's a foul called. No contest.
Yeah, as soon as that play happened, it was picking the disc up, apologizing, handing it back.
Casanelli. That one goes through Loritz. There's some space, but he doesn't put it deep. High stall count, and Hornsmeyer fouls on the wrapping attempt.
One of Schout's German imports.
Loritz cannot get an open commitment. Pingu all over him. He goes to the end zone. It's his only option, and it's a great option because Poolsgard happens to be open by the time it gets there.
Yeah, great field awareness from Poolsgard there. Noticing, or I guess realizing it's a high stall situation, and there's only one place to go when you're in a high stall situation at this point in the field, and that is towards the end zone, whatever way, shape or form you can. If it's going to be a turn, might as well be in the end zone, and if it's not going to be a turn, well then it's a goal. So a lucky break there for KFK, or luck with a little bit of skill mixed in, let's say. So 6 and 4. KFK D-line. Gonna see what they can do. I wonder if we'll get a spin pull from the number 99, Garla.
I have my doubts. No, traditional. Disc in play for the Italians from Bologna in their home field. Zani fixed the big. Helton came under, didn't get the disc. Trombetti in front to Laffy. Laffy sees Simonazzi and Helton goes, but holstered because he can't get it out on that side. Laffy finds Helton. Helton sees Laffy straight back. The faked continuation. Helton gets one forced up the line there into a small space. As the end zone opens up, he sees it, gets it straight back from Laffy, a quick around backhand, puts it in the corner to Helton, and they chalk up another score. That's a tough one. Do you want the big matchup? Do you want to avoid the big matchup? You'd hope anybody in an elite tournament would be chomping on the big matchup, and that's something they'd want the assignment. Want the pressure. Let me show you what I can do on that mark. Yeah. I'm thankful for my turn. Davide Mori. 99.9% odds are a spin pull is coming. If he doesn't spin pull, I buy everybody Bolognese. Oh, he spin pulled. Kept in Poolsgaard. Svaken. Poolsgaard, 1-2 in the middle, Loritz, KFK, Kentucky Fried kicking. Poolsgaard, up line, centering, all sorts of space in the center. Who's the defender but Davide Mori? Engaged, gets the dump. Poolsgaard can't get there. Back up, Ken. That one pulled off the turf. 1 meter out, shot for goal. That counts to Helmslev. And KFK pulled it within 2. It's all the same. Double, triple spin, fake pull there. Here's the pull. Bologna attack. De Luca to mine. De Luca Parodi, Kurt Gibson. Zani. Mine. Gibson. Mine. Gibson. Playing in the midst of a cup here. De Luca to Gibson. Parodi. Another step. Gibson on the doorstep to Mastroianni, and he really got involved in that one.
Testing, testing, got cut one. Testing, good. Tell me when we're live. We are here at half-time. Got a few players here. Sideline interview. Start with Kurt Gibson here. What were you seeing out there that led to such efficient team offense? If I'm not mistaken, you didn't turn the disc over.
Well, I guess a lot of things went well for us. I think the offense obviously did a great job of holding possession, moving the disc quickly, and getting into the end zone pretty efficiently. We were cutting hard, finding the open space, and we weren't looking off open men. Sometimes in the wind and some adverse conditions that can happen, but I think overall, other than a few turnovers on defense, I think we've done a pretty good job.
Goose, what was the process like for you and Kurt to join Bologna for this cycle, and what were the factors that led into your decision-making process?
Well, it doesn't hurt that the tortellini here is really good. And so there's always the allure and romantic nature of Italy that Davide does a good job of selling. Kurt and I, we talked about it a good amount, and we just decided that this would be a really fun experience for us. We were hoping that we could benefit the team in the long run. And we've been attending practices for the last week, and we'll go to another tournament with the team, and we're looking forward to Ohio as well.
And Davide, two questions for you. What was the reaction like when you told the team Kurt and Goose would be joining you this year? And secondly, how are you feeling about the way the defense has been playing in the first half?
First, the team didn't trust me after they saw was true. Also, we are working together like a team to building something, a chemistry with them. About the answer about the first half, we call a timeout to stop the flow of KFK, and we take to break. Now we are happy because offense were with 100%, not anymore now, they just turn over. Let's see, because we know they are a good team, we have to keep up the rhythm and don't give the thing that they want, a slow rhythm.
Thank you, lads. Now get back to the game. Ciao, ciao. Grazie, Erik. Grazie.
We are back Thank you to Tenda for that interview on the sideline. Halftime, giving a bit of insights from what's going on the field. Some of the off-season transactions going on. And La Fotta get a turn near the end zone, burn it in. Fabio Coppi, fresh off the honeymoon, into the end zone. And Bologna score.
Yeah, after shooting one out of the back, or rather not into the hands of an Italian, they, at the second time of asking, put it in and extend their lead out of half. And KFK starting to look a little bit rattled. I mean, in so many games now across this weekend, we have seen a team come from behind and do incredible things. We've had Clapham, who obviously went on that incredible run yesterday. We had Valkyria against 3SB, who were down by several points. I think it was 11-5, I maybe heard, and went on a 8 or 9 point run. So KFK could take inspiration from those things and absolutely go on a D-roll.
They could be next in line for the insurmountable surmounting.
But first they have to hold their offense, and then we'll see if they can amp up their D-line enough to put the brakes on Bologna. Shout out to Tom Fisher giving us the Wall City taking half 8-6 over Clapham.
Wall City taking half over Clapham. What's going on over there? Luritz is under this one. Tognetti coming, he gets the piece and knocks it away, catches up and reduces that space, picks it up, puts it straight into play. Hornschmeyer with the disc. Hornschmeyer, Tognetti. Tognetti gets Calarota coming under. He winds up, he's giving it. That's gonna have to be a heck of a play to get through, and that play is unavailed because of the defensive positioning of Hermslev.
Great chase, great athleticism on display there.
Oh, a little bit of action. They were in power position, and the defense closed it efficiently. Poolsgard sends it deep. Luritz is doing pirouette spins, 360s to try and find a way, but that way is not available. Now the deep the other way is being egged on, but instead it's Gatti. Gets Chopo coming under right away to Pingu. The defense has to decide, and that gives separation, and that gives Calarota a goal, and that was easy for La Fotta.
Yeah, it looked like on the offense, KFK on their heels, unable to spin fast enough to get themselves in position to read the huck, and then stayed on their heels, unable to convert from offense to defense quickly enough to stop the flow of CUSB. Another score for the Italians, extending their lead.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Oh, it was 9-5. Is it now 10-5?
I think it is now 10-5.
A day late and a dollar short.
I've not heard that one before. A day late and a dollar short. That's nice. Unless we're having scoreboard shenanigans again. We've
Scornanigans. Shenanigor.
No, that second one sounds real bad.
It's got to be Scornanigans. You know all about Woojin, right?
Woojin?
Pardon me, what? It's actually more inaptly called a portmanteau as far as the literary device in English goes. We've used a French word to name this combining of two words. A portmanteau is electronic mail, email. Cybernetic organism, cyborg.
Okay.
Okay. I think they should use the process itself to name what we're doing and call it Woojin, because it's word fusion, and then it becomes Woojin. And so anyways, Scornanigans is our Woojin word of the day.
Sounds good, sounds good.
Otherwise known as a portmanteau, which is translated from French to coat hook or coat rack.
What a lesson in linguistics today is turning out to be.
You know, useless tidbits, more often than not, appreciated.
Hey, the more
what do
you
you
know.
think, commenters at home? Was that news to you? Wall City up three breaks over Clapham in the other semifinal. We know La Fotta winning this game, always looking forward to Clapham. Would they be disappointed to see Wall City in the final? And will they get there themselves? Or will the Bolognian tank crumble? Davide, spin pull, vintage.
No school like the old school.
Svarka gets the completion. Heavy pressure, Poulsgaard with the disc, deep with his back against the goal line. Loritz goes back to Poulsgaard. Poulsgaard across, playing in their own end. Hermslev. Completion. Svake. Loritz. They are working hard for every little bit. That one to Poulsgaard. Redwell goes up and takes it. The upfield cut stop. Now this one keeps going. This one's got room. That is in for KFK. They're back on the board. 6-10. 4-point lead for Bologna.
And that's a well-needed, or rather much-needed, hold for KFK. Well executed after an initial struggle to get out of their own half. The CUSB La Fotta zone really clamping down on those first few passes, as it has been doing all game. But then KFK managing to break through, get that flow, get those continuations, and score a beautiful goal. Cameraman's found a dog.
That's going to happen every time with our crew. They've got canine instincts, canine honing devices built into the cameras.
It's a dog detector van. Pinpoint a pooch from 500 yards.
Pooch pinpointer. PPP.
See, this is why people ask us if we play with dogs, isn't it?
We ruin it for everyone.
We do.
You got dogs.
Governor.
Governor. Oh, you mean dogs? KFK set to pull. Toby Mine in the offense. Arturo Laffi looks off Parodi. Gasparini. Gasparini goes around to Mine. Mine gets Zani. Zani to Mastroianni. Mastro winds up the big, gets Trombetti. Trombetti gives, he goes. Zani to Gasparini. Gas. Toby Mine. Nice throw to an all-open Parodi, who has streaking options in Gasparini, and that was an easy decision to make.
I kind of feel for Stutz there. He looked a little bit lonely among three La Fotta players. Couldn't really decide which one to mark, was having to do too much and therefore not enough. This D-line, they're working hard, but I'm not seeing a lot of fire. I'm not seeing a passion to match La Fotta. The energy seems to be slipping a little bit. It is hard, of course, when you are, 4 or 5 points down, but you have to find it from somewhere.
Clapham tightening the gap slightly on the other side. Moved it to within 2, but still playing from behind. 12-10 now at Wall City.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, and I'm not sure Clapham can come back from games.
Yeah, no, I can't think of a time they've done that in an impressive way.
That one's probably just all over then.
Well, maybe the gap has to be more than 5 or 6 points for them to really, you know.
Well, we will see, and we will keep you updated as frequently as we become updated. Dognetti with his copycat pull. Him and Davide, the only two in the world that can do it. Valk. Oh, up and caught off balance over the head. Wind up backhand. Winds it up, cooks it up, spins it around. Tight defense by Gatti like a cat.
A little bit of repositioning. Very flat setup from the Danes.
Harmslev. Little bit of contact. Once again, by a little bit, I mean a lot. Gatti puts on the Superman cape. Two-hand splashing dive for the interception. Hornsmeyer and Dognetti pull it the other way. Then Turoli into Dognetti. Dognetti winds up, backhand to end zone. And it's caught by Calarota, all off the heels of that takeaway by Gatti.
I mean, I didn't know cats could fly. I didn't know Italians could fly. What an incredible block. I mean, it looked like it wasn't going to be a completion anyway, but Gatti just wanted to make absolutely 100% sure there was no way that disc was ending up anywhere near a pair of KFK hands. So, La Fotta, there we go, we'll see it again. Look at that, like a salmon, diving onto the floor with the disc in his hands. And then once you get them started, there's no stopping them, charging up the pitch.
Upstream splash like they do at Capistrano.
Low release, lead pass.
And another update from the other field. Wall City score again, 3-point lead, 13-10. Time left to play.
Can we bring the camera equipment over to that game?
No, we are very happy over here. Getting a look at the Italians, their imports. Putting a very strong performance together here at home.
Got to put on a show for the American guests, I suppose, and for the home crowd.
Make them feel welcome, make them feel entertained, respectively.
And respectively.
In both senses. Poolsgaard and this KFK attack that has had some troubles, understandably so, with what they're shown. Lawrence. Hammer to the ground. Oh, actually, there was a hand that could have bailed that out, but still not the throwing option that was going to help this attack. Davide Mori. Barsazzi, the young gun.
Fakes the scuba before the disc has even been tapped in.
Chopo tells him to keep his mind. He gives a big old smile and says, I got this, don't worry about me. Then he throws it to Pelican. A drop set, he's all alone, no mark on him. Then he gets Jan Novak, the Austrian, Barsazzi, Bergamo. Davide Mori, Davide Barsazzi, Davide to Davide. They're everywhere out there, they're multiplying. Shot for goal, Rapotnik in. And Bologna get another. 13-6.
It looks as though this game may be over very quickly unless KFK can come up with some way to stop this oncoming tide of Italian goals. So, Ranelagh currently down on Gentle. Do we have a score on that? But
well, 2 minutes ago, the score was 13-10 for Wall City, and we're waiting for every little update we can get from the other field. Last bit of information, 13-10, and the other game, it was Ranelagh up on Gentle.
Big pull from Hornschmeyer.
Hornschmeyer lands in, rolls out, front of the end zone to restart play. Defense will be set. Chooses, he must have touched it because he brought it in at the back of the end zone. There must have been a touch or his choice to start it early.
Or pool rules knowledge.
Backhand around, gets a gainer. Oh, and can't get around, doesn't call a foul. Yes, he does call a foul.
Doesn't need to call a foul because Dognetti will call it on himself.
Borderson with the disc. Borderson. Venturoli. Casanelli gets back to Gatti, the flying cat. Dognetti. Santucci. Oh, nice low release, but Santucci popped it. Casanelli keeps it alive. Calarota and KFK discuss if it maybe touched the ground.
I don't think it did, but we'll have another look here. Yes, well, I'm not sure he really had control when it touched the ground. But
did he keep it off the ground? Because he didn't need to have control as long as he caught it off the rebound. Didn't need to have initial control as long as it... Here it is again. Oh. Did the back edge touch the ground while it was in his hands? At that point, did he have control? You have a valid question there. I think that's up.
So if you don't have control of the disc and it touches the ground, that's fine, as long as you then...
I don't, like, I think that's tough because not having control but still having contact with it. It was pressed against his wrist while a back edge touch. He didn't have full control, but it was squeezed. There was some control.
I would have thought that would be a turn if you don't have sustained control of a disc and it touches the floor or makes contact with the floor.
It's gone back to the throw before in any case. Calarota. It's Santucci.
Oh.
Touchy to Santucci. Gatti. The Italian flying cat. Back to Santucci. Hornschmeyer. Another import. Dognetti, Scuba, back of the end zone. And he knocks Gatti out the back on the force of the catch.
Yeah, KFK caught it in and then slaps the ground in frustration. There was some really fiery KFK defense there, but just not able to stop this oncoming tide of Italian passion into the end zone. So La Fotta looking pretty unstoppable. 1 point away, one break away from ending the game. Oh, catches it off balance. And then a little spike. We'll see that frustration from KFK once again. And I think this is another KFK timeout. Something needs to change if they want to put some more points on the board. And whatever needs to change, they will be discussing in that circle. And if you want to sling us some of your change, you can do so on Patreon. We are there, UltiTV. Or you can give us a one-time donation on our website. It helps us to bring you more Ultimate content for free here on YouTube.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, UltiTV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
our
our work
work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
So updates from the other field as we're almost ready to start this potentially game-ending break. Update from the other field. Clapham have stormed back into it. They're still down by 1, but it's 13-12. They don't go away, do they?
No.
Pool's got. Hermslev goes deep. He feeds him. Not gonna get there. Too far in front. Kirk Gibson picks up straight away. Has Pelican coming under. Pelican much better than a Pelicant. Gives it to Gibson. Gibson goes up line to Barsazi, keeps his toes on the second effort, falls out. We'll get a replay here. And we don't actually see the toes on the replay. It was very close. I thought he was in for, as far as my opinion's concerned. They don't need to know it.
We've got another angle here. Oh, looked like one foot was on the line,
yeah,
but
then came back. Simonazzi, the younger cousin of Simonazzi, or the other Simonazzi who played when they won in Caorle. Barsazi, Helton. Helton, Pelican, Christofouli, nicely weighted throw. Christofouli for the goal, and it's game over. La Fotta will go to the final, and they will probably rush over to catch the end of that Clapham game and see what happens.
So fairly decisive showing from La Fotta here, storming away with this game. KFK not really having an answer to the Italian question. And what a team effort from La Fotta, though.
So one half of the final is set. The mixed final, Guayota Seskidiscus set. La Fotta will face either Clapham or Wall City. That info, it is 13 apiece over on the other field. Not sure if it's universe points, if we're onto the expired time or not, but I would, nah, quite possibly not. They could be going point for point right to 15. We will keep you posted, likely into the next game, because we are going to take a break at the end of this one. It's been a pleasure here with Ali Thomas bringing this game to you. We've got more action coming up next. Last game of the day, women's division will be...
I think it is...
Bristol and Shout.
Bristol and Shout.
Ali, are you going to make it through this? Are we going to get to the end of another long day in Bologna with Alti TV?
Indeed, you will. You viewers will. We all will. We'll be here till the very end.
Bringing you all the action. Thanks again for Ali, Thomas. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, Alti TV, and we'll catch you very soon.
See ya.
Alti.tv